Howdy gang, John G. Stamos, the Renaissance Garden Guy here. We're in Hardiness Zone 5B6A in my garden. And today we're going to do a really short video about deadheading roses during the growing season. Sort of a complimentary piece to the article I wrote on my website, The Way to Prune and Deadhead Roses During the Growing Season, or How I Beat My Rose Bushes into Submission. It's a pretty good article, really informative, a lot of good pictures and a lot of good info. This video is going to be a short one. I'm going to show you the actual mechanics I use when I deadhead my roses. It's really important to do this way if you want to keep your roses looking pretty and healthy, and if you want them to bloom again once that first flush of blooms is over with. So here we go. I'm going to turn you around and we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do before we do any cutting is disinfect these pruners. I love using Fisker's pruners. It's a great little product. I like these small ones for close-up detail work. So you take a paper towel and you saturate it with some isopropyl alcohol, and you just rub that saturated towel over these blades like this, and the blades are disinfected. And you want to do this because all sorts of weird fungal diseases and parasites and microbes and things like that will reside on these blades, particularly if you've got a cover for them. So I always disinfect these. Roses are particularly sensitive to fungal infections. So, before you do any cutting, disinfect your blades. I talk about that all the time on the Renaissance Garden Guy website and blog, renaissancegardenguy.com. A couple of really good articles about pruning plants there. So these are disinfected and they're ready to go. So let's find some rose bushes to attack. Okay, gang. So this is a Floribunda rose, and this bloom isn't entirely spent. Little guy was just hanging out there. It's not entirely spent, but it's tired, and in another day or so, it's going to be pretty peaked. So what we're going to do, and again, I talk about this all the time on the website, and I wrote it specifically in a few different articles, but particularly the way to prune and deadhead roses during the growing season, or how I beat my rose bushes into submission. It's a great article, and what I talk about all the time when deadheading is finding a 5-leaf leaf stem and making your cut just above there. You'll see right here, this is a 3-leaf leaf stem. Now you can cut here, and you'll still get some growth, and you'll still get a flower later in the growing season. But if you trace this stem all the way down, you find down here, this is a 5-leaf stem. There's a couple of them actually, but this is the highest one right here, and this has already got some growth coming out of it. So we'll leave this existing growth. More will come out. And what this does is, by cutting down here to this 5-leaf stem, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll get a beefier stem that'll grow out of this node. And the nice thing about this one here in particular, I like to always try to cut these above an outward facing 5-leaf stem. See, this is facing outward. It's facing away from the interior of the plant. And what that does, when the new growth comes out of that node, it's going to grow outward as well. So you're going to have flowers that tend to occur in a high visibility spot around the bush, instead of in. And then, when they way down and the rain hits them and they start to sag, it looks like crap. So this is a perfect spot. And we already have a little bit of node growth coming out of here. So what I'm going to do, just follow the stem all the way down to just above this 5-leaf stem, and we're going to cut it right here. And I like to cut at a 45-degree angle. Boom. Done. So right here, we'll get growth out of this node. And you can see, if you look carefully down here, I'm going to try to reposition this a little bit. There's an existing outward-facing 5-leaf stem where I had deadheaded, and you can see there's new growth coming out of there, coming right out of that node. And it's even looks like it's got a little flower bud. So this is a way to do it. Real simple, 5-leaf stem, outward-facing, make your cut there. Make sure you disinfect before you do any cutting so you don't wreck your plants, and you'll be good to go. You'll have a good looking rose bush with outward facing blooms, and you'll be able to see them from your kitchen window or your deck or your patio or from your neighbor's yard, and the plants will be healthy too. It's a good way to do it. I'm going to show you one more example of the benefits to cutting it just above an outward facing 5-leaf leaf stem. If you look, this is my Blue Girl hybrid tea rose. This thing was a bare root when I planted it, and it's really come on. But if you look, this is all new growth, and this new growth is arising right out of this spot right here. You'll see where I pruned it, and outward facing. This is facing outward toward the outside of the perimeter of the plant, outer perimeter, and you can see where I'd cut it. There was I deadheaded it here. There was a leaf, a flower stem here. Cut it right here, and you see how this growth arose out of this node, outward facing, and this thing is going to set more flower buds and more branching. So it's a really, really good way. You see that 5-leaf leaf stem right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut it right there. It's facing outward. Good system. So that's it for this one, gang. Hopefully it was helpful. Again, it's John, the Renaissance Garden Guy. Check out the website at renaissancegardenguy.com. If you want to see the sort of companion article to this little video, the way to prune and deadhead roses during the growing season, or how I beat my rose bushes into submission. Very helpful, a lot of info in it, and hopefully this was helpful for you too. Make sure to click subscribe right here on the Renaissance Garden Guy YouTube channel. Visit the website renaissancegardenguy.com. Lots of great stuff. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for putting up with me, and I'm really, again, hoping that this is helpful to you. You follow these simple directions, you have some pretty good looking rose bushes. All right, gang, take care. John Stamos, the Renaissance Garden Guy, over and out.